Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be taking a look at the team that flew me right into Legend. It just performed so well, and a lot of you gave me feedback and helped you hit Legend as well, and if you didn't hit Legend, well, it still helped you out in the last season. Let's see if it still holds up, and it's going to be consisting of the Alolan Ninetales, Shadow Machamp, and a Rank 3 Shiny Empoleon. I love it, so good. So everything on this team is working together. Things that will be giving me trouble are going to be a Jellicent, for sure. Or a Magnezone lead. That could really be troublesome as well. Seeing that the Ninetales, as well as the Empoleon, don't really want to see that. Machamp is obviously going to destroy it, but they're not going to allow that. But I'll have an example to how we're going to be able to pull that off. As a matter of fact, we're going to be running into somebody running the Heisenberg team as well. So with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, please give it a thumbs up. Let's get into the video right away. Bringing in the Ninetales up against the Charizard, taking super effective with that quick move Fire Spin, but we wanted to get that shield, swapping into our Empoleon here, and we are going to shield this up correctly, calling that Blast Burn. They're still holding on to one shield. We're going to go ahead and throw this just to put on the pressure or take them out before they get to a Blast Burn here. They're going to be using their last shield, which is fine. Our Ninetales is going to be able to finish off that Charizard, no problem. That is their last one. Or the Empoleon's going to do it, and the Ninetales is just going to sit in the back like, okay, sounds good to me. I'll just continue to drink my Gatorade. All right, on to our next opponent. We're going to be met with a Machamp. Good old classic battle. We've seen this quite a bit. They're going to be swapping into their Snorlax, in which we're going to go ahead and bring in that Machamp. Potentially trying to bait out my fighter. This team, you know, a lot of people know that this team is now, right? So we're up against the Snorlax here. We are going to let this go through because we want to hold on to that shield. Since they didn't shield up with their Snorlax, we don't need to really worry about that. Bringing in their Machamp to farm us down here. We're obviously not going to be bringing in the Empoleon. We're just going to go ahead and go with the Ninetales. We got to look out for the Rock Slide. It's going to do a lot. Of course, they're going to go for that bait there. And we're going to go ahead and return with a Weather Ball, which is going to do some nice damage. Seeing that they've already, around half health, we don't really need to build up to no Dazzling Gleam. So I'm going to go ahead and go for another one. And at this point, I'm thinking, all right, should we let this go through? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And it is going to be a cross chop, so good call. Getting to Weather Ball, they're swapping into their Ninetales to catch a not very effective Weather Ball here. Oh, right, that was a good swap there. But it's basically a GG's. So even if they do have a cross chop on their Machamp, even if they have two cross chops, I don't think it's possible at this point. Although Dazzling Gleam is stinging kind of here. So building up to do these Hydro Cannons, don't want to waste energy here. So we're going to go ahead and just throw this first one. And in comes the Machamp. Their shields, they don't have any. Like I said, even if they have two, we're going to be able to get this in here and take the win with our Empress. That's what I call my female Empoleon, right? I love this thing. I can't believe I got a rank 3. And it really does show, too, when you have those defensive Pokemon. All right, so next battle, we're up against the Talonflame. Is this a horrible lead? Not as bad as you may think it is. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up. These Weather Balls are going to start adding up, as well as the Powdered Snow. It is part flying. Yes, the fire is neutralizing it, but it's still digging in, as you can see here. Next one is going to be bringing it dangerously low, and they're going to be letting it go through again. And we're going to bring in our Empoleon to take them out with energy. You're going to see that pattern happening quite frequently through this video. I wasn't feeling like aggressive today. I was just on my toes, just feeling like, let's get it. Using my old team here, just feeling good. So let's see what we have up against the Venusaur. Frenzy Plan's going to do a ton. Can we get to it? Yes. Beautiful. We're getting to that Drill Peck, which is super effective. I mean, do I really need to say that? Anyways, they're taking us down. At this point, they're shieldless, but they do have more energy than we think they do, so we have to be cautious here and shield this up. Frenzy Plant's going to take us out as well. Doesn't really matter. And we're getting to that Powdered Snow or the Weather Ball, but unfortunately, they're getting to a charge move first. And at this point, I'm like, it's over. But what happens here is they swap into an Empoleon, so we can't throw our charge yet. We have to build up. Okay, we still have a chance to win, folks. This is crazy. If they stayed Venusaur, we would have lost, right? But, people make those blind swaps into the last Pokemon to start building up energy. We're going to get to the Rock Slide and take the win up against the Venusaur in a battle that was looking not in our favor right there towards the end. All right, into the next one, and this is obviously just a beautiful lead. And they're going into their Escavalier, in which we're going to go ahead and bring in our Machamp here. Ninetales, it's not the horrible matchup, but we want to make sure we throw in the Machamp to go up against the part Steel type and not the Dragon Flyer. So we're going to be able to come out of this with energy. They're obviously going to be bringing back their Altaria, so Rock Slide it is, right? Can we get to 2? That is the question here. So we're not even going to bait. We're just going to throw this first one here. Seeing that we're in a good position, we took out the Pokemon that they did swap in with, and we have the Ninetales to handle this. Hopefully there's no... I mean, since they had Nescavalier with counter, I'm not thinking that I have another fighter back there, and it is going to be an Empoleon themselves. So again, another one of those situations where it's just basically I've won here. Since we do have the Ninetales, which is going to be doing so well up against the Altaria, and, well, this Empoleon is just holding its own here up against theirs, and they're getting after they get this through, they're like, oh, yeah, I guess we'll just back out. So good game, and we'll move on to our next opponent here. What are we going to see? It is going to be a Scrafty. This is okay. See, the Scrafty is really good, and obviously if we rely on Dazzling Gleam, that's going to one-shot it, but... let's see how this plays out. Alright, so they're going for a Power Punch, just getting stronger and stronger by the minute with that counter, and it is going to start adding up. Going for a Weather Ball, getting a shield, fantastic. And at this point, we can go for another Dazzling Gleam. If they want to double shield that Scrafty, sounds good. We're going to go in here with Machamp and farm down, and Machamp with energy, I don't know what can really run from that too much. Alright, so they're letting it go through, holding onto a shield, and this is just perfect. Able to get one of those Incinerates through before the Empoleon does show up here. We're going to let the first one go through, I do believe. It's a Brave Bird. They're just going straight Brave Bird and retreat into an Ampharos here. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Machamp, and you already know this is looking good. But let's not get too comfortable. You're going to see there's a battle where I get too comfortable. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it certainly looked like I was going to win it. I certainly could have won, but... yeah, it happens when you're like, yeah, you know, I don't have to do this charge move. I'll just farm down. But anyways, we're going to be able to farm down that Ampharos. Shieldless at this point. Going for the cross chop. I mean, if we can... let's see. Okay, we got a shield, so cool. And we're getting to another cross chop. If you're thinking, well, why? I don't know. I think we CMP'd here. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. So just getting through the little bit of energy. You know, whatever. And we could have just brought in the Empoleon and went for this, but... yeah, and we're taking the win. Let's get it. All right, on to the next opponent. Let's see what we're going to be met with. And, all right, this is just so good. Swapping into a Snorlax. Okay, so you can go ahead and watch that. Now, throughout all my testing, what I've been doing since Season 8 here, I've been staying relatively low as far as my GBL score is concerned. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to, put out where I am. But using this Heisenberg team... I'm comfortable with it. I know what it is. I know what each Pokemon is capable of doing, and in certain situations what I should do. But man, oh man, it gained me 200 points today. Okay, so pretty freaking awesome. All right, so up against the Dragonite again, right? So they're going to let it go through, saving that shield. They got an Empoleon back there, and yet again, we've seen this 3 times already, where the Machamp is down, the Empoleon comes out to play. We have the Ninetales in the back that's pretty healthy, and it's just a basic one there. So here we go, a Jellicent lead. This is one of the worst for this team. So let's see what we're going to be able to do. Going for the Dazzling Gleam here. If you do run Psyshock, you do what you got to do, all right? But I'm not going to say it's horrible or anything. I just prefer Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, it is my style here. So we're able to get that through, which is great. Now, what people like to do is, yeah, exactly, go for that Shadow Ball, build up to another Shadow Ball, and then go Bubble Beam to sneak that in there, lower your attack, and, well, you shielded it up. Oh, boy. So they're shielding that Dazzling Gleam up. So they've used a shield. We're going to let this Bubble Beam go through, and I tried to get to it, but unfortunately, I could have thrown a couple of those Weather Balls, but our attack is dropped, so it doesn't really matter. Going in here with the Empoleon, because Machamp is just squishy, and the Empoleon would be able to take a Shadow Ball if they did throw it, because I don't plan on shielding up. They're using their last shield. Sounds good to me. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. It is a Shadow Ball. Can we farm down, please, please, please? Unfortunately not. This is probably a Bubble Beam. We're going to let it go. Okay, so this Empoleon kind of needs to get the heck out of here. I do believe I throw a charge move, though. Yeah, I probably should have retreated, but I guess this doesn't hurt the cause. Machamp's going to be able to go in here, and, well, it's already chipped down a bit. And they're shieldless at this point. We're going to throw the Cross Chop and hope we can farm down here. Let's see what they are going to have in the back. Actually, I don't even think they reveal what's in the back. Probably, well, obviously it's something weak to Machamp because they back out at this point. So Alrighty, good game. Heisenberg holding it down. On to our next opponent. Got another legend here from a past season, and we are met with an Ampharos. This is fine. It's better than the Empoleon. So the champ also likes this matchup too. Building up to the Dazzling Gleam, no need to go for it. Weather Ball is perfectly fine up against the Ampharos. Sure, it would have been great to land it there, but what if they shielded it? It's just safer to play it like this, to be honest with you. And we can definitely let this charge move go through. I was thinking maybe they were going to hit me with like a Focus Blast, but I just took the risk and it is just a Thunder Punch. Getting to another Weather Ball. Now this Ampharos is loaded up on energy, all right? They're not like trying to get to a charge move. No, they've got plenty of energy on that Ampharos, and they've used both shields. Sounds good to me. We're going to go ahead and let that go. And they don't hit it completely. They under tap so they can farm a little bit more. Bringing in the Machamp, and now we're going to go ahead and use a shield here. Might as well farm up a bit. We have the shield advantage in a loaded Machamp, and they're locking themselves in with a Venusaur. Are you kidding? Let's get it. So we're going to go ahead and hit that Rock Slide here. And I do believe I swap into the Empoleon. I shield this up. Yeah, we want to hold on to that Machamp for now. Oh, never mind. We go Cross Chop. That's right. This is going to be enough. It's not very effective, but Shadow Machamp doesn't care about all that. Bringing in the Ampharos, and it is going to throw its energy now, and this is not going to be able to take us out. What is it going to be in the back? And it is a Lapras. Now, this gets a little crazy. Did I get nervous? I knew they had a Skull Bash. I knew that was coming. Technically, I was thinking this is going to get awkward. It's going to get close, but we're still going to be able to pull it off. If worst comes to worst, you know, they're going to be raising their defense twice here. We're going to wither them down to pretty much nothing. The Machamp may be able to come in and, you know, get a couple of counters in before it goes down. But other than that, yeah, we're perfectly fine. Everything was resisted. Those Surfs, yeah, they're doing decent damage. But once they realize it's not enough to take us out, they're like, yeah, okay, I'll just back out now. So good game. And moving on to our next opponent. We're going to be met with a Obstagoon. Now, these started to really show up quite a bit. Now, I told you, there is a way to manipulate the algorithm to some degree and even know what charge moves they may have depending upon the order of your Pokemon. Don't really want to say too much because, you know, I don't want secrets out. So it looks like they were trying to catch a Dazzling Gleam there. Good thing we got off the Weather Ball because that would have been a lot of energy down the drain. Now, had it been the Alolan Muck, that's a different story, but this one's a pure poison type, so it's resisting the Fairy. All right, so they do have Thunder Punch. I realized that they would have that. That's fine. Bringing in that Obstagoon to probably try to counter down. Getting off a Hydro Cannon, which is going to really put on the pressure for this thing, but they're going to be using a shield. We still have 2 left, and wow, that thing has a good amount of energy. So I think I may go Machamp. Yeah. Yeah, I was really contemplating Ninetales so we can just absorb these charge moves, so now I have to use a shield. I was thinking maybe a Hyper Beam was going to happen or a Gunk Shot. It was a Night Slash bait. Now they're going Cross Chop. Very nice. Swapping into a Gengar with our loaded Ninetales here, but I don't know about this one. Gengar is pretty nasty. How is this going to work? Yeah, I don't think we win this one. Nah. Getting to the Weather Ball here. They're going to be able to outpace us, and the Machamp is just completely vulnerable. You know, at this point, if we had a Cross Chop, that would be great, but we don't have any energy. So, and that thing has a massive resistance, even to a Shadow counter Machamp. So, this is going to be a good game. And down go. Oh, no, they bring it in. We go for the last one here. They bait me. Well, it doesn't matter. They caught it doesn't matter. Either way, they catch or not, we would have lost that one. So, good game. Maybe if we farm down, actually, maybe. And then yeah, but let's see. Anyways, on to the next battle. We're met with a Shadow Nidoqueen. All right, how are we going to pull through on this one? It's not the worst case scenario, but we already know that that XL Shadow Nidoqueen is absolutely nasty, especially with that Poison Sting, and we're going to be able to still hold our own. They're swapping into their own Ninetales to catch the not very effective Weather Ball. We've seen this before with another trainer. Everybody's getting better at this. That's a good thing to see here. So we're going to go ahead and throw our Rock Slide. We're not even going to go for the bait. And they're shielding it up. All right, we still have 2 shields and they have 0. We're going to go ahead and let this go through because we do have the Empoleon that can handle it. And I thought maybe we might be able to get to a Cross Chop, but they're going to throw that Weather Ball, which is okay with me because that's going to be Empoleon with more farm here. Well, yeah, it is. More farm if we don't get to our charge move. And we're letting this go through, really taking a risk. Dazzling Gleam, okay, just another Weather Ball. And they're really throwing those here. Spammy as heck. And we're loaded up on energy. Let's just hope there's no fighter. But it doesn't matter because we have 2 shields and so much energy. Empoleon is really going to be able to do a lot of work here. So they're bringing in that Nidoqueen. I suspected they were going to go for the bait, but I'm not trying to play around here. And there it is. There's that fighter. We didn't throw our charge move quite yet, so we're able to hit that drill peck. And then swapping into our Night. I don't know why I did that. I honestly, maybe I was trying to catch a charge move, but yeah, it didn't really quite work out, but it doesn't matter. We have a shield left. This is going to be a power-up punch, but I'm shielding it up regardless here. Down they go, and in comes the Nidoqueen. We're able to get to the Hydro Cannon and take the win. That was a close one. I do believe even a Poison Fang probably wouldn't have done it, but it was a close battle nonetheless. So good game. And on to our next one here. We're going to be met with... Oh, there you go. There's the Magnezone. Let's see how this plays out. So I was thinking to myself, crap, I might as well just push the back out button. But no. What kind of a thing would that be? How disappointing for that person, right? They got a good lead up against me. Like, oh, crap. I'm going to beat him here. So... what we're going to have to do is catch one of those flash cannons, or, the mirror shot. So it did a lot of damage. You know, we're fairy type and ice. So we're going to go ahead and throw in the Empoleon, which has a massive resistance to it because of the steel and water. Successfully catching it. No debuffs. Great. I figured we were going to get hit by some sort of, super effective counter, and quite literally counter shadow. So this is okay. The only kind of nerve-wracking part is the Ninetales is low and that Machamp is loaded. So how are we going to play this out? We have to use our shield here, and we have to get real perfect. No mess-ups. So we're going to go for this Weather Ball. We have two loaded up here, and they're going to be swapping into that Magnezone, obviously. We're going to bring in our Machamp real quick. They don't have time to get to the Wild Charge. All right, we're building up a ton of energy. We need them to shield, and we get the shield. Beautiful, folks. Let's go. So now we just need to survive this. Please. Okay. Well, we would have survived that, just the Dragon Breath. Beautiful. Let's go. You want to see it? I'll show you. Down goes the Gyarados. In comes the Magnezone, and we counter it down and take the win. Let's get it. And if you did not see, the Ninetales was still back there alive. So we took the win there. On to the next one, and I do believe this is the Heisenberg mirror match. Okay, folks, let's see what we got going on. All right, but first, you can run whatever moves you want on the Pokemon for this team. Okay, they got Dazzling Gleam. I was going to say, let's see if they have Psyshock. I don't remember. So they get that Dazzling Gleam through, and they're going to be shielding our Dazzling Gleam. Sounds like a plan to me. Now, at this point, a lot of people like to go for the Weather Ball because why throw all that energy? And we're going to go ahead and let it go through. All right, sounds good. And we're going to be able to get to another Dazzling Gleam. If you want a double shield, by all means, be my guest. And they're letting it go through. They're going to be swapping into Machamp and taking us out, locking themselves in here. And we still have two shields. We're going to go ahead and bring in our own Machamp. All right, let's see what's good here. Going for the cross chop. Okay, sounds good. Going to go ahead and go for ours. Let's see if they want to use their final shield here. And we get the final shield. If we take this thing down, we're going to be looking beautiful because we already know what's in the back. It's a Napoleon. Yeah, exactly. It could be something else, but... like I said, we did the battle, so we know. So they're shieldless, we're shieldless. This is getting pretty intense. What are we going to do? We're going to... oh, what in the heck? What are they doing? They're bringing in their Empoleon. We're going for Cross Chop. We're going to swap into our own Empoleon, and as soon as they seen it, I'm sure they already knew. They had to, all right? Obviously. So they're going to go ahead and be a sport and throw that and just stay in the fight here. We're going to go ahead and farm down. Looked like they were trying to catch, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to go ahead and throw that anyways. And then Waterfall down. Good game. It's always interesting to run into teams that we put together here. So awesome. Moving on to our next opponent, we're going to be met with a Swampert. And since it's not Shadow, that's great. Now, like I've said before, I keep saying this thing. You probably sound like a broken record about this, but I have to, give you the details here. I don't have to, but... with the Swampert in the lead, and the particular order I have my Pokemon, I know it does not have Sludge Wave. It has Earthquake. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just let that go through. And we'll shield this one up because it's getting low. It's not that Sludge Wave at this point because it'd be pointless and a waste of energy for them. But we're just low in general, and we kind of want to go toe-to-toe here. Getting to the Weather Ball again. If they want to double shield this Swampert, that sounds great to me. They're going to let it go through, but they survive, and they're able to get to the Hydro Cannon. They're going to be able to win this matchup. All right, so we got to plan this out. What are we going to do? Come in here with Machamp or Empoleon? I think we're just going to go Empoleon. Okay, sounds good. They're bringing in that Escavalier, and this is honestly not looking too good here. So we're going to go ahead and just throw the Hydro Cannon, put on the pressure. They're letting it go through. I decide to go ahead and swap. They're retreating with energy, and they have a Gengar in the back. Yeah, this is not looking good. Unless, oh, Yeah, I don't think so. If we can get a shield here, that'd be awesome. If they let it go, wow. Okay, yeah, they're definitely brave and good call on that there. So definitely not going to be able to take the win, which at least we're getting the last shield out of them. In comes the Empoleon. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the phone, folks. This still might be possible. If we shield this, Escavalier has higher attack. It's going to win CMP. Or yep, never mind. They throw it in right away. Very well played and good game. We're taking the loss there. Moving on to our next opponent. What are we going to see? Past Legend as well. Many Past Legends that we're battling here. It's going to be another Obstagoon. And this might be the surprise one. So let's see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Weather Ball. After building up a Dazzling Gleam, we're getting a shield. That's always beautiful, because now we can build up to the Dazzling Gleam. But the thing you have to look out for is, you know, if they have a Gunk Shot, you know, it's not going to be great. So they're swapping. They were trying to catch a Dazzling Gleam. If they did, wow, that would have been horribly bad for us, wasting a bunch of energy. But we're able to hit that Weather Ball, which is still actually really good to throw up against the Skarmory. Bringing in the Empoleon. They're just going straight Brave Bird. So at this point, I thought they might be able to get to a Sky Attack, but they're not. We're able to farm down. Beautiful, because they lowered their defense because of going for the Brave Bird. And we're instantly going to go for the Hydro Cannon here. I didn't care really what it was. We're just going to throw the Hydro Cannon. And throwing another one, looking good up against this Swampert here. They're going to be swapping after, you know, maybe we used up our energy. Bringing in that Obstagoon again. We're going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball. They're shielding up, and we're going to go ahead and let this go through here. It is a Night Slash, so good call. We still have one shield. Getting to the Weather Ball. Could I build up to Dazzling Gleam? It takes a while. We have Machamp at the back, so I don't think we really need to worry about that too much. This is not the surprise one. Or, wait a minute. Hold it. Let's see. So we bring in the Empoleon. They farm up more. And I bring in Machamp. I'm like, nah, we're good. Look at this. Hyper Beam to the face. That's what I get. I wasn't trying to flex. I just thought that the other Pokemon had energy and we needed it. The Swampert, you know. So they probably jumped up, and yeah, that was awesome. So good job there with that Hyper Beam. Another Obstagoon. What the heck? Actually, I know why. Gotta know how to manipulate the rhythm. So they're swapping into a Alolan Muck. So that Dazzling Gleam would have done a lot of damage to it. It's not super effective, but it still hurts it quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Empoleon here, seeing that they can't go for the Gunk Shot, and kind of just forced to go for the Dark Pulse because, well, Poison's not very effective to steal. Why not go Machamp? Because it still takes a lot of damage. It still does, and I felt like the Empoleon was expendable at this point. So down goes the Alolan Muck, and we are looking good on energy here. Going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon. They're bringing in an Ampharos, so good thing we didn't hit like a Drill Peck, not very effective. Swapping into our Machamp after we do get that off before they are able to build up a bunch of energy here. We're going to go ahead and let that Thunder Punch go through. Is that a good call or a bad call? We'll have to see. Going for the Cross Chop, and we're getting their last shield. A little bit of lag here. Gotta love it. We both go down at the same time. They have one Pokemon left. It's going to be that Obstagoon. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Ninetales, and we're not letting that freaking thing happen again. No Hyper Beam to the face today, yeah, or Gunk Shot. Okay, there you go. So let's not hold on to our shield. It's going to go ahead and go for the Dazzling Gleam and taking the win, one-shotting that thing. Looking good. Alrighty, on to our next battle here. If you haven't given the video a thumbs up, please do so. It really does help me out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 200,000 subscribers. Why don't I ever talk about that? Because we'll get there when we get there. I felt like we should hit it in March, so at this point I'm like, you know, let's just go, right? And we have a horrible lead. This is just, I hate these Jellicents, man. We can make a good team up against it. You got that Venusaur. That'll handle it real well, but it's not Heisenberg. But I got to make another really solid team. I know we make good ones here and there, or frequently, but I just love this one. So we're going to be hitting Drill Peck, struggling to hit all the bubbles there. Okay, and Shadow Ball. Yeah, well, we can take this, no problem. They have bubbles, not very effective, so we don't have to worry about the quick move. They're swapping into a Umbreon here, so yeah, we got Machamp, so it's not a big deal. The Ninetales is down, but Machamp is obviously going to be a lot better to go. Well, it's not. Seeing that the Ninetales is pretty thick, Machamp takes a lot of damage from return as opposed to the Ninetales. So going for the Cross Chop, building up to almost 2 here. We don't want to quite, we don't want to take it out with no energy built up. That'd just be bad for us. So we're going to go for the rock slide. They're letting it go through, and they have a Ninetales at the back. All right, we're just going to go ahead and go for the cross chop here, almost to the rock slide. Maybe they think it is, and they do. Great. We have the Empoleon in the back, and we're going to let this go through. The Empoleon doesn't have much health, but it doesn't matter. It just walls Ninetales. Dazzling Gleam does a good amount of damage, but yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Getting to the Hydro Cannon, and gonna be able to take that win. Looking all right. Well, I spoke too soon. Okay, there you go. So they definitely had a Weather Ball there. They just needed 2. Otherwise, it was pointless, so that's what they were building up for. Next battle, we're met with a Shadow Swampert. Again, it does not have Sludge Wave. So, well, you know, it's not a 100% certainty for this little trick that I'm talking about, but it's a good call, or it's a good strategy that I have here. So we know that it doesn't have it, we're just going to let it go. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. Hydro Cannon's going to get the job done. So we're just going to go ahead and throw that Weather Ball on this thing. And no shields. We've gotten 1 out of them. At this point, I'm thinking, should I double shield? No, we're going to let it go and come in here with, I think, the Empoleon, because if they had a Hydro Cannon, at least that's not very effective. They're swapping into a Abomasnow. We're going to bring in that Machamp and just start, you know, punching that thing up. Let's get it. Let's go. And they have quite a bit of energy with those Weather Balls. We're going to go ahead and shield up this first one here. And this is another Weather Ball. See, we wanted to shield up that first one because more than likely we'll be able to counter down before they get to an Energy Ball. And there you have it. No more shields on either end. What is it going to be? We have energy, and they have a Nidoqueen. What? Oh boy, this is not looking the best. So we're going to swap into our Empoleon here as soon as we can. Get to that Hydro Cannon and finish this off ASAP before they do get to an Earth Power and finish us off with that Shadow Nidoqueen. I know we've seen it twice. That Shadow Nidoqueen hasn't really... I mean, it's great. We've used it ourselves. It is amazing. Take a look at that video if you haven't seen mine. Uploaded it a couple days ago. And we're met with a Snorlax Shadow for the next battle here. Alright, this is fine. I don't mind this at all. Some people may run Heavy Slam, but not likely. Well, in which case, that'll do a decent amount of damage to a, I don't know, Fairy and Ice type, right? So we're just going to continue on here. I think we're going to let it go through, calling it. Superpower would hurt quite a bit. Getting to another Weather Ball. And let's see if they want to shield it up. They do. They want to win that swap. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go with my Machamp and take your energy. Sounds good to you? Sounds good to me. And they're bringing in a Crobat. They said, that sounds great to me. I'll bring in my Poison and Flying type, sucker. So here we go. They're shieldless, but at this point, if we get a Rock Slide, they caught it with an Obstagoon. And oh my goodness, that was such a good catch. And I was confused as to what I should do. I was like, wait, well, we're locked, so what am I talking about? Yeah, there's nothing to be confused about. So we have 2 shields. We're fine. I think we let this go through because we know that Crobat is loaded. And Shadow Ball is still going to hurt. Poison Fang's no big deal. We're able to farm it down. In comes... I already know they're going to double bait me here. Well, actually, some people like to just go for the bait and then go for the big move if you have 2 shields left. Because, you know, you're thinking in your mind they're going to double bait to get both of the shields. But if they bait once and then go for the big move and sneak it in there and they take the win, you know what I mean? So we're shielding it up, not playing any games, and we take the win. Thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
If there's any thought, better think of me for a little support. At a time of need, it'll be enough. Not a chance. Johnny hates town, can't see or hear. Kill communication, stepping off the grid just to let me know. Too many got my time. Being here before, lovers winter freeze, summer's burn, shut down on the sneeze. Take what you learn, have words to be. it'll be enough.